Yeah, good morning, my people. It's another morning. It's a Monday morning here. I know some are still asleep, but myself, I'm on my way to work. And let me park my car because I need to collect my camera. Oi. Because I told you that in this broadcasting of ours, we'll be telling the truth. I know sometimes the truth hurts, but in fact, it is the truth. Today I want to talk about something. I know most of the people, they don't talk about it, especially we people who are in the West. But it's a challenge and it's a problem we always face, all of us in all nations. And it's about, I know there are so many people with papers, good papers, educated, and I know that nowadays we don't have a job opportunity in some nations, and you are learned and you are there. Some have even the doctrine, and they do hear that there is always green pasture in this West nation. Kind of, but kind of not, because before you get that green pasture, there are some things you need to struggle with, especially if you are so much learned and you have good papers. Sometimes to come to these nations, that's why you see most of the people who settle and they become successful in these West nations, they are the people who are not very much well up, because like when you are brought up in a very well up family, and here you come and the money you have, it's not even enough to cater for yourself, and you are used to luxury. Western nation is not your place, because nobody cares here who you are. So you may end up struggling like the rest of the people. That's why you see most of the children that are well come from well up family, that have been brought up in well up family. It is very hard for them to cope in West Africa, because West nations, because they are used for everything is done for them. They are small bosses. Here you have to work on your own. You cannot even afford to pay a house manager. Not many of us. So it will be a challenge. Then you see the most very educated people. I've seen people who come here with very good papers. Then they value your paper. Then there is this guessing. Is this paper original, fake, what? Like where I'm settled, you have to prove with the exams, and even if you pass exams, maybe the big challenge now that it is, before you could work before even you know the language, but now they are very strict that you have to know the language fast, and it can take time because it's a new language, and you can imagine that you came with a hope that, oh, me, I'm a doctor, I'm a surgeon. Then you come here and stuck here with your papers, with your good papers. And it's like nobody is even recognizing your title. Nobody even is believing what you are saying. There is this habit of Western nation believing that this paper, looking down, let us believe. This thing of, they look down. They don't agree. They don't look like, can these people, can surely these people be so good, so learned? There is that thing of looking down. And even when you come to the place of work, if you are not strong enough, I'm telling you, you can lose hope. Because most of the people, it needs you to be strong and to stand and show them that maybe you think I'm a fool, but I'm ready to prove that I'm not fool. I'm ready to prove that I am educated. I can do what you can do. I know what I can. I know. So it's a matter of gathering yourself and proving that. That is why it is very good to be well studied, so that you can challenge them. Because they always try to reward your dignity and try to look at you, especially if you are like the senior. People who are under you, they'll first be valuing where you come from, and there'll be too much doubt whether you can. But I'm telling you, it's a matter of not giving up, knowing whom you are, being strong enough, and show what you can. And don't be afraid. As long as you are sure, yes, I started this. This is what I can. There is nothing to fear. Stand firm. Challenges are there no matter where you will settle in West nations. These things of looking down you see in American racists is there. It is real, especially when you are like well up, you have good life, than you know God has blessed you. They always look at you and wonder, how can you be blessed? Some people does not. They look at where you come from, who you are as a person, and they just look down at you. This habit of looking down, it's real. It's real in these West nations. There's too much jealous. People are jealous of what you can, especially when you are above them. They don't understand. How can? I've heard people seeing people, imagine just a car. I've heard people looking at others people's car. Hey. Especially when someone comes from another nations and you are driving some good car. You just hear very serious comment and you wonder, do you think is it, or is material can be for anybody? Why should some people think that they are the only one who are supposed to have good houses, drive good cars, wear good? Imagine somebody can just be rude to you because of what you are wearing, just clothes. And you know, like if there is something like most of us value, let me brag. If there is something that we most value, especially people from I don't know whether it's the whole East Africa, but most of us who come from Kenya, we value looking good because we have not been brought in families where you wear everything. You need to be presentable, you see. And sometimes you can hear just somebody, you can think that he's just asking you in a polite way, but if you are wise enough, you'll understand his sarcasm. Just because you have wear decent, just because someone is driving a good car, where can that one have gotten? There is so much that spirit of ruining others people, dignity and jealousness in these Western nations. So it is good to come to West Nation to look for this green pasture. But you know there is so much challenges in it. If you are that kind of person who lose hope, I'm telling you, you will not stay. You will not stay. Because there is this point of being looked down at because of what you have. And most of us, we have worked very hard to get what we have. Very hard. But it's like, how can you have what you have? There is no one who was meant. I have never met somewhere, even in the Bible, written that a certain people, they are the ones that are supposed to enjoy certain things. God gave life and we are all equal, despite the color, the race. It doesn't matter. But you see this tendency of some people thinking that they are better than the others. They are good than the others. They can do better. And I am very proud of African nations, how we are growing and how we are developing and how we are not afraid even to come and settle in this Western nation to show that we can. We can. We are not foolish anyway. We are not foolish. We are proving it with the time that we are not foolish. Even you can tell it by the look, how even after the lives of Asian, you can tell it by the look and hearing of the kind of talks that you will hear being talked aloud. There are some people who does not just. There are some people who have not yet believed that a nation like China have lied. If their time God have made them to lies, who is there to decide whether they are Chinese or they are Asian or they are African? If it's your time to rise and shine, it doesn't matter your race, it doesn't matter your color, it doesn't matter. The fact is, it is your time to arise and shine, and nobody can stop you. Many will try to stop you, but I'm telling you, it's the hand of the Lord holding you like this. No matter how jealous people will, no matter what. So there is this spirit of jealousness all over, where people they settle. It's like people they don't want to see others looking good, driving good cars, enjoying their life. Who, instead of people like being happy for each other, there is this thing of people thinking that, yeah, certain people should not have such a good life. How? It's like somebody even not imagining it. I found it so evil to hear people even questioning about others people's car. About where you can just even imagine someone questioning. I remember there was a place my sister was telling me she bought a house. And by buying a house in that place, you know, there is this segregation. And depending on where you work and what you work with, on what you want. You can meet yourself settling in places. Even you are not you are not aware. You are just looking for a house, and you find a house in a place where you loved. Then you understood that, this place is not like, this kind of people are not welcome here. So there is that kind of looking down in that type, that you cannot settle here. Here we don't welcome. Nobody will tell you like to park and to go, because that one is another level. But you can, even at place of work there is rules of what and what. But you will understand how people take you, or how people they see you, by the way they behave. That is when you realize, I do here. It's very good sometimes to watch things, even if they don't happen at you personally, they're happening to others. And you just look at things aloud and you see, and you try to compare with what you always hear, and you see these things are real. Sometimes we live in denial and not saying what we experience, but these things I have seen it, and it's like, for me, I found it strange, because I think if it's a good period, and I think God have made it like this. It's time for some nations to rise, and it is time for some nations to be brought down, because God hates lofty. He said in the book of Isaiah, to everything that have hired itself, it have to be brought down. No matter how, because Jesus himself is meek. He said that we be like him. So even nations, people who lower themselves, and they like see others like disvalue them and dislower their dignity, there is a time they have to be brought down. And I believe in that one very much, because I've seen people who thought they were something being made to nothing. So this word, it is just understanding that the earth and what belong to, and what is in it. I think it's Psalm 24, I don't recall. It says that the earth and what in it belong to God. And if it's belong to God, and what is it in it? I've seen people bragging and bragging and bragging because of what they have. But they don't remember that they are soil, they are like flowers, they can flourish today, and tomorrow they are dead like nobodies. So there is nothing to brag or to look down at others for, because all of us, we are soil, and we are going back to ash and soil, and we are as useless as we have nothing, and we are as useless when we have everything. That is what I all wanted to share for today. Somebody, if you are preparing to settle in new places, be very, very aware of such things. I've done another episode, one, what you may require for you to help you to settle quickly in a certain place. So take these things seriously if you are planning to go somewhere. And it will be a good nugget for you to enable you to know on how to handle people and how to handle things. Bye-bye. Be blessed. Now I have to go and work. Have a nice day. Make sure that you subscribe, you share. and you comment. Ask anything. If I'm capable of answering your question, I will. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.